See, now back in elementary school, this motherfucker dropped a banger called Adventure Time. And more recently, he dropped Fiona and Cake, an overly depressing version of it. But somewhere in between was a show that I feel was underly appreciated, The Bravest Warriors. You know, on a level that's more emotionally eye-opening, I feel like The Bravest Warriors is one of the best shows, besides the ending, but we don't have to talk about that just yet. January 10th in 2009 was when the pilot episode of The Bravest Warrior came out. And so this is the main crew right here: Wallow, Beth, Danny, and Chris. Off rip, you're welcomed by a soothing and recognizable name by no other than Lady Tree Trunks.
Oh, thank you, Bravest Warriors, for exploding that planet and stopping it from careening towards my home.
Now I know you're gonna say that's not fucking Tree Trunks, but hey, hear me out, bro. That's fucking Lady Tree Trunks. Like, come on, you hear the voice, you see the color, that's Tree Trunks. But within the pilot episode, it provides the main premise of what the show is going to be about, which we'll get back to later. The actual first episode is called Time Slime. There's a creature in distress asking for help from the courageous warriors, which are their parents, and they provide a subtle explanation as to why they're going to help opposed to their parents.
If you don't want our help, up yours. Danny.
Long story short, the Bravest Warriors arrive at the time station where Wallow runs into an old friend.
About that day on Venus?
Not necessary. Speak not of the past. No.
Not so long after they find out what the issue is, everybody on the ship is stuck within a time loop, including the Bravest Warriors that just got on the ship. In order to stop this, they head towards the Fart Sparkle Chamber. What a disgusting name. Upon arrival, they see their dead bodies on the floor inside this time loop BS, whatever's going on, right? And collectively, they decide to walk inside that same room to figure out what the plan was, and they got absolutely clapped. And this basically repeated itself until one of the groups of Bravest Warrior decided to say fuck it.
Nope.
Dude, I ain't going in there.
Now on to episode 1 of Fiona and Cake. Absolute nasty work, bro. Honestly and truly, when I first watched this episode, I was frustrated because I'm like, bro, there's no way that they created this cartoonish ass, nasty ass new animation style that I was pissed off. But thankfully, it was just a fucking dream. And she woke up in the same disgusting reality that you and I live in. And then everybody knows about the intro song, painfully mundane shit. We live in the same life. You know the vibes, right? And the whole ordeal of this episode is basically explaining my life. Fiona wakes up feeling absolutely fucked. She hates her life. She hates every single job that she has, which has been me. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. In the past 9 months, I've probably worked about 7 to 8 different jobs. Real shit. But Cake was absolutely tired of it. She started hallucinating. I don't know if she got into some catnip or what. She started licking ice, sniffing ice, chasing ice cream cones and shit. And she jumped into a different world. And then there's this absolute classic that dropped from Adventure Time, bro. I remember waiting for this episode to come out. And in this episode, I really shouldn't have to explain much. It's the whole ordeal of Princess Bubblegum trying to revive her dead candy people, which is kind of fucked up now that you think about it. Kind of sad. But famously, everything went wrong. They had to run inside the castle. There was a whole zombie candy apocalypse. Finn and Jake, they had to get on timing and kick some ass. Now we get to talk about the juicy shit. When I started to watch Adventure Time as a youngin' back in elementary school, it provided a light that I did not see before. It inspired me to want to go out and adventure. Just seeing another young boy and his dog going out having fun, being with the bros, going outside, getting heartbroken, it really just told me to say, fuck trying to mess with so many females. Let me get fucking ripped. I was hitting the gym. I was getting in shape. I wanted to go exploring. I really had that adventurous side of me going because I wanted some adventure time. And not only from wanting to adventure, but it inspired me in other ways to just let go and understand that life happens. It's not going to be an easy process, but that's how life is. I even got a Davy haircut. It's crazy. It's crazy. I know. Don't shh. Just hush on that one, please. After graduating high school, I decided to really take on that adventure and I moved to Puerto Rico. I was basically living on my own, trying to experience and do what I had to do. And then I came across the Bravest Warriors. Now, the Bravest Warriors, you know, there's still a sense of adventure and wanting to do this, that, and the third, right? But emotionally speaking, it is fucked. I was around 19 at this time. And watching this show gave me the nostalgia of Adventure Time, but it gave me a feeling of loneliness. The main character, Chris, his goal was to be with Beth Tezuka. That was his female friend from young. And it's not just a one-sided thing where Chris was going through it. Beth was going through it as well because they had a real weird chemistry. And I feel like that resonated somewhere within my life. And as I watched this show, bro, I just started going through it. I'm like, fuck, I'm lonely. I'm gonna be just like Chris, pursuing somebody that I will never end up being with. And that shit hurt, bro. I'll keep it an absolute buck. That joint had me like, damn, I'm really about to be a single father. And as I seen the character development as well as digression of Chris, the same happened within my life. I started to reach out to other females and want to pursue those certain things as far as relationships goes, and it just did not work out. So I went back to my Adventure Time phase and started adventuring again. A few months later passed by, Fiona and Cake comes out. And if you watched Fiona and Cake more recently, you're pretty aware of the fact that Fiona felt distraught inside her life. She didn't feel like she was going anywhere. She felt like everything was super bland, quote unquote mundane. As that feeling started to build and muster within Fiona and Cake, they both wanted more creativity, more freedom inside their life, opposed to working a 9-to-5 or just being inside the crib, chilling, laying around, doing fuck all. No sense of adventure. Somehow, some way, she was able to get that hit of instant gratification. She was sent to the creative world where Finn and Jake would be at. But long story short, coming towards the end of the show, Fiona felt like, oh, that creativity shit out the door. I think I'm fine with being here in a normal life. But the point that I'm trying to get at is I had a better understanding of not wanting to be so far gone within adventuring, going away from my family, being on my own, being so creatively chaotic. I realized that instead of just being creatively chaotic, being all over the place, so spontaneous, wanting to feel this and not being okay with being in the present that I am right now, that it's okay. I learned a new perspective of having a balance of creative chaos and a controlled environment. Controlled creativity or controlled chaos. I will see you guys another time, another place.
Thanks for swinging by and watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's another video that you can watch for entertainment.